all of creation has inherent value, not simply value because it's good for us. The soil is important because we grow fruit from it, or the water is important because we need it to drink. But soil and water, they have inherent value in and of themselves. By virtue of their existence, they give glory to God. This is something Catholics in particular should be very familiar with. We have a sacramental system that's based on it. We use water to baptize, and the saying that Mary McGillis has coined around that is, what will it mean to baptize children with polluted water? All right, I mean, the Eucharist comes from the bread that we grow in the fields. I mean, the prayers in the celebration of the Eucharist, where we talk about the fruit of the vine, work of human hands. The earth and the 13.8 billion year creation story is in and of itself a sacred story.
The Dominicans take me on a tour of their organic farm to show me that all of creation is connected. The sun affects the crops, and the crops draw nutrition from the soil. Sister Galiardi explains that humans, too, are intrinsically connected to the universe.
We come from the stars. Our bodies, in our bodies, are the elements from exploding stars. And we are the universe, but we are the universe or the earth conscious, come to consciousness, all right? That's the way we talk about it. And what's so great about this is there's a whole new understanding that's being probed. They're calling it deep incarnation, So Jesus of Nazareth, in his human body came from the stars, just the way ours did, okay? So we can't separate ourselves from the planet. We're intricately connected. We can't survive if we didn't have air or water, so we're absolutely, totally dependent on the planet, okay? So then when you take that further and you say, how do you care for it? The Native Americans called Earth our mother. So how would you care for your mother? If you use that as, of course, we are to use the things of the earth, but with respect, with reverence. Again, the native peoples, while they hunted, before they hunted, they would pray in thanksgiving for the life of this animal, which was giving itself to us. And the Pope mentions this in the encyclical, grace before meals. When we're eating, we're eating the rain. We're drinking the rain. We're eating the sun. That's what this is all about. So, of course, we use it, but we use it with reverence and respect.
So, some people were upset when they saw the topic of the Pope's encyclical, and yet this has been the consistent teaching of some of the recent popes. This is very consistent with the Catholic message, right?
Absolutely, and as a matter of fact, I was just reading a piece, 18 different bishops' conferences the Pope quotes in this letter. So from 18 different regions around the world, the Philippines, Japan, Germany, the United States. He quotes from all of these documents which are being written, which no one knows about, which calls into question, really, the preaching that we're hearing in our churches. All right? Is this message being brought forth to people on Sunday when they come to church?
Well, what do you hope happens on the local level? I mean, this is a big problem, and people see themselves as just one person, and they wonder what can one person do about this.
Yeah, well, the Pope speaks about that in the encyclical very beautifully. He talks about, I forget his exact phrase, but he talks about how wonderful it is that people can do little things to care for the earth in their daily lives. So, we get to, we can think about recycling as important, okay? Certainly now when we talk about global climate change, the use of electricity in a person's home. Things like, most people don't know that the clothes dryer is one of the biggest users of electricity in the home, all right? Air conditioning now in the summer. Does the house really have to be at 60 or 50? Can it not be at 78, 75? This is the kind of consciousness that we need to be developing. And of course, on the global scene, we need countries to be making commitments to reducing greenhouse gases. But there are plenty of things that people can do on the local level. And the parishes need to be working with people, need to be creating programs, using the encyclical, teaching the encyclical to people so that they can understand and know when they shut a light off, when they don't leave their phone charger plugged in all day, when they hang clothes outside instead of throwing them in the dryer, when they buy food that's locally, organically raised. These are all little things that they can do which does contribute to the well-being of the planet as a whole.